Hi, how are you？小朋友你好嘛？今堂我哋將會睇下點樣用 many 同埋 much。相信你哋都知道 many 同 much 嘅中文意思係咩㗎啦？大家都係解緊好多。咁究竟點用呢？ The two words are quantifiers and they have got the same Chinese meaning. So we have to know their differences in order to use them correctly. Okay, let me define it. We use many before countable nouns. 我哋用 many 去講一啲可以數到嘅名詞，呢個係 countable 啦。While we use much before uncountable noun. Right? These are the names of the objects that we can count below. Let's see. Okay, here. Books. We can count number of books, right? One book, two books. And houses. One house, two houses. And friends. How many friends you've got? One or two or 10? So these nouns are countable. Okay, so let me give you more example. I waited for many or much hours. So number of hours can be counted. So we use many instead of much. Because 1 hour, 2 hour, it is countable. Okay, number 2. She was one. Alright, so perhaps a typo here. No was. She won medals. So do you know what is medal? When you join the competition and you win in that competition, you will receive a reward or award. And those reward or award are called medals. Something like this, a gold medal. And then with this, something like that. Okay? She won because, okay, let me give you a hint. Can you see the common characteristics here? When we talk about many things of that one object, if we add s to the noun, or let me say in this way, if we can add s after the noun, then it means that it is countable. So when we describe these objects, okay, we use many. Alright, many. So the same applies to the following questions, right? Number 3, there are not many houses in this area. And number 4, she has got many friends. And number 5, he didn't eat many lemons. Okay, so in this page, we can summarize that we use many to describe countable nouns. So how can we know whether the noun is countable or not? Is to think about whether the noun can add s after that. For example, one exception is water. Water, is this countable? No, because you cannot count number of drops of water there. Right, so water is uncountable. Okay? Hope you understand. Now let's move on to the next page and see much. Okay, before I start, let me ask you, do you still remember much, this word? What noun would we describe? Yeah, uncountable. So in the previous slides, I've just mentioned that water is an example of uncountable noun, right? Because we cannot count the exact drop of water. Because a cup of water is countable, but the water inside is not countable. It's uncountable. Okay? So another thing, another thing that is also uncountable is time. Even though you can count hours, because hours is more specific, but if time, if you not specify that, and people cannot know the exact amount of time, so it is uncountable. Okay? Fridge, rice, and things like that, because rice are too small. Okay? So when it is too small, and it is assumed that you cannot count it, one by one. Okay? Anyways, I hope you understand this concept. One is countable, another is uncountable. So something like smoked tea, tea is something like water, right? So it is also uncountable. Breakfast, one set of breakfast or two sets of breakfast is also okay, but no breakfasts. Okay, remember? No, we won't add s after breakfast. Okay, we only put another word to describe the noun. Okay, so make it simpler. Make it simpler. These three are much. Okay, and we also know how amount of money is much as well. How much money do you have? And is there too much homework? Why? Homework is, how do I describe it in an easy way? But anyway, piece of homework can be counted, but in general, homework is uncountable. Okay? The same applies to the breakfast case. I hope you understand it. So, anyways, if you want to remember it, try to know some nouns that are countable or uncountable to make it more clear. So these few nouns are the example for uncountable noun. Okay? Okay. It is time for exercise. Okay, so here are the 7 questions. Many or much. Let you to choose. We use many or much in the following question, okay? So question 1, there are not many or much dishes, and dishes, you know that. Some dish putting some food on it. Okay? And there were many or much people on the bus. And we won't see birds in winter. And there was too many or much rain last night. You made mistakes. I did not bring water. Or many or much people take the train. Okay, let me ask you some questions. Can we count dishes? Yeah, as I mentioned, something if you can add as after that, perhaps, and in many cases, it is countable. So once it is countable, the answer is simple. Just put it many dishes. Okay? The second question, can we count people here? People? Yes, why not? One person, two people. Okay, we know that if that one guy, we call him or her person. But if we have two people here, yeah, as I just said, it's people. Okay? So we can count number of guy there, and of course we can use many. And number 3, we don't see birds. How many birds? Yeah, as I used many, because number of birds is specific. Okay? There was too many or much rain. So let me ask you, can we count rain? No, because rain is something like water. it is very difficult to count, right? So the answer would be much. Okay, so question number 5, you made mistakes. You made many mistakes. Why? Because we can see the S after that. And in question 6, I did not bring much water. I've just mentioned in question 4, water, it is uncountable. In question 7, can we count people? Yeah, of course, just like question 2. Many. Okay? Okay, before we go, we have 4 more questions for you to train. Okay, so I hope you can pause the video and think about it. Let me highlight some phrases. Time, it is countable. Noise, is it countable? Words, is it countable? Ask yourself when you see S after the noun, it is countable. And salt, it is countable. Something like sand, it is too tiny. So because it's many dots here, can you not count it? It is difficult, right? So the same applies to water. Okay? So hints are given. I hope you can get the correct answer. Okay, so let me give you the answer. Time, we use much to describe. Noise, we use much to describe as well, because you cannot define one noise, two noise, three noise. No. Okay, it is uncountable. So words, you can say one word, two words. So of course, you can use many to describe. And lastly, salt, something like sand, we use much to describe. Okay? So this is the end of the lesson. See you. I hope you can understand the correct concept and use it correctly in the future.